it, you got it. Baby, take the moment, you got it. It's yours, it's yours.
Hello to all my golden honeys, SamoneDoniece here, and today we have a mocktail. Stay tuned because this mocktail comes with this red beet look, so if you guys want it all, continue watching, and then I'll have a cocktail recipe for you guys who do want to drink alcohol in the description box down below, and this mocktail recipe will be down below as well. Without further ado, let's get into it. So I originally saw this mocktail on Instagram by a page called Advanced Mixology. The credit goes to Bevs by Beverly though, but I saved the recipe from Advanced Mixology. So both will be linked down below. And this is called the Blood Orange Coconut Mocktail. It's gonna be really good. The recipe calls for 3 ounces of blood orange juice, 2 ounces of coconut water. I'm just using a standard coconut water from Costco. 1.5 ounces of pineapple juice, the pineapple juice of your choice, and then about a tablespoon of unsweetened coconut cream, and then we have a 1/2 ounce of maple syrup. So I'm gonna go ahead and put ice in this glass and get it rocking. With ice in our cocktail shaker, I'm gonna go ahead and do the 3 ounces of blood orange juice. And then from there, we need the 2 ounces of coconut water, 1.5 ounces of pineapple juice. Then we need that 1 tablespoon of coconut cream. I don't know. It's been sitting in the fridge, so it's a little hard. But I'd say, I don't know, it's probably about a tablespoon. I like mine a little creamy, so I ain't worried about it. We need the 1/2 ounce of maple syrup of your choice. I'm gonna go ahead and just it's probably about a 1/2 ounce. Then we are going to shake. Put the top on here and then shake till all of it's incorporated. All right, and then I'm just gonna pour in this nice, beautiful tall glass here. And then for me, I'm gonna do a little bit of whipped cream on top just to make it cutesy. Like nothing too big. And then a little bit of grenadine, just to keep with the red theme for today. A little bit red pinkish theme. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is our mocktail blood orange coconut. Woo, so take a look. Let me know what you think. Tell me what you think, tell me what you really think. All right, so now as promised, stay tuned and we will get right into this hair and the makeup. And today is a full all red beat. Hopefully you guys got your mocktail going on with me, and we're gonna get right into this video. I need to dye the current wig that I have. It's from XRS Beauty. I'm sure I think you can see it hanging right here. I've worn it before, but it's been more like a dark brown, sort of black cherry-ish color. I want more red on the tips, and so we're gonna start with dyeing this wig, and then we'll get right into the red makeup look. This can be for Valentine's Day, definitely, but I don't know, I haven't worn red lately, and I at one point wore like my natural hair like super red. Like I had dyed my natural hair red for like a couple years straight. I was just kind of like a cherry sort of like redhead girl who like let her darker roots kind of grow out. I've just been kind of feeling spicy again, and like I want to be red, so let's get into it. So please do not judge me for the counter behind me in these streets. I need to clean, but that is for a completely separate vlog video. Here is the wig that I will be dyeing today. Like I said, again, hopefully you guys can kind of tell by the color, like it's just a subtle red, really. Like it's not anything like bright and wild. I just took the wig that I got from XRSBEAUTY, and I will link it down below. Just kind of took like the brown that it came in and then just put like black cherry over it. Essentially what I'm gonna do is take the wig and kind of turn it upside down like this, and then I'm gonna brush it all out, and we're going to ponytail it because I do want to keep some of the darker roots still. So I'm gonna ponytail it, and I'll show you guys in a better angle. But I'm gonna ponytail it, and then from there, all this hair that's sticking out right here, I'm gonna dye red. The products I ended up getting were a black cherry, and then I got Intense Red by Ion, and then I got a red intensifier. Come on. And then I just got 40 volume developer. Now, as you guys will see in the mixing process, I'm not going to use the black cherry unless I absolutely have to for the roots. Like, you know, if some of the red gets too far up the wig. I'm gonna use these and mix these fully together with the 40 developer, and then I'm gonna do a scoop of bleach with it. Basically like bleaches the hair as it deposits the red. We, again, are gonna see how it goes, but either way, I'm just excited.
Well, miss, I guess I'll be on my way now. You just give me a...
So now that I have gotten this completely bundled up at the top, like I said, literally just in a ponytail, basically protecting around the laces, like where the lace leaves at, not going above this, like, you know, rubber band marker here. I've brushed it out about as neat as I can. No knots, no anything in it. We're just gonna dip this into the red now. Okay, so that process is done. We've dunked it all. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I got some like red kind of like on a couple little bits of the lace and everything. So I'm just gonna go back through and wipe that off really quick with like this just little cotton swab, and then we're gonna let it sit, process, and then take it out. And it's about 45 minutes later, and this has turned out to be completely messy. I did something a little different. So after I turned the camera off, I realized that when I pulled up the hair, like a lot of the hair dye still wasn't on the inside of the ponytail part of the hair. And I have realized this before and I don't know why I forgot. So I just made up like the rest of the batch of hair dye, put a little bit more bleach in there, and then I started to do a water soak instead. So that is currently what is happening in this sink right now. It was powerful enough to dye my hands, and looking at it, I think it did exactly what I said, which was like the bleach was taking out hair color, red was depositing into the strands of the hair, and so I've left it now fully like this probably for about 30 minutes or so. I think I'm gonna give it till 45 because it's kind of cooled down, so it's not as hot or foamy anymore, and it still looks like it's kind of dyeing the hair, and the hair doesn't feel like dry or crusty or like it will fall out. Fingers crossed. So I think I'm gonna dye it a little bit longer. I think I'm gonna check back again at 45 minutes, so that would be in about another 10 minutes or so, and then if I still think it's like dyeing and stuff and the hair seems to still be in good condition, then I'll probably just leave it for like the full 50-55 minutes and then rinse it out. Just trying to be cautious because like I said, I used up all of the actual red hair dye at this point. So if I needed to re-dye it more red, I'd have to go back to Sally's, and it's getting dark out as you can see now, and that's not gonna happen for this lady. I'm gonna let it sit and then I will check back in once we are rinsing it out.
Just pulled up to the house, don't feel like getting out. I'ma just lay back and crack this window. I've been doing my best, taking a moment to rest, feeling stressed out. Give it a cut, I put that on God when it gets hard. I stay on my job like no days off, so you can go home with the negativity, with that mentality. Jump on jealousy, my bad. Get away from me, 'cause I've been working all day. Can I catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, catch a break, better way. Oh, Mom and Dad's only daughter, do I make you proud? Writing my life in lyrics, do you like the sound? Seeking approval constantly. When it's my truth I own, I speak it, don't make sense now. Give it a cut, put that on good when it gets hard. I stay on my job like no days off, so you can go home with that. Jump off my back, 'cause I've been working all day. Can I catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. 'Cause I've been working all day. Can I catch a break? Give a pretty brown girl her space. You can keep your bitter, I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, already got the world on me. Give a pretty brown girl her space.
Alright, so this is the finished look. She's feeling real sassy right now. And let's go ahead and get into the rest of the red look beat face. I will probably go back in and do another like dye session with just the red dye. But because I did want to get this video out for you guys as well, that's not gonna happen today. So we're dealing with more of like this nice, cute, pinky red style wig right now. Which actually I think will match this look very well, because I feel like the eyes are gonna be kind of intense, so it'll be a good thing that it's not as red as some. It's, you know, more like punk red pink style, which I kind of like. So I don't have my full makeup on, but as you can see, I have done one eye. I didn't really know how the look was gonna go or turn out, and so I wanted to do it off camera really fast. I will leave the inspo that I got like for this look video down below. Juliana Marie, I'm pretty sure I probably butchered that, but she will be linked down below. Kind of same style, different colors. Let's get into this. I'm gonna do the eye look for you guys, and then I'm gonna just go off camera and put my full face on. For the full face, like my foundation and everything, I use the Pure 4-in-1, and I will be using these two for concealer. So it's the Backstage Dior in 3-in, and then the Tarte and 26-in For primer, because I've already primed my face, I used the NYX Plump Right Back. And then I also used the Milk Matte. And then just for setting spray, I'll be using the Morphe. For contour, I will be using this, the Charlotte Tilbury color Fair Medium. And then I will be adding the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush bronzer on top. So this underneath my foundation before I put my foundation on, and then this just on top. Eyebrows, Anastasia Beverly Hills, like the Brow Freeze. And then to set, I will be using the Fenty setting in the color Banana. I think I got it all. To start, I used the Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion just like a really good prime base to kind of hold everything and to keep my eyebrows kind of out of the way. I do not cut like my eyebrows, trim, microblade or anything, so they're just kind of how they are. I'm just rubbing that all over my eyelid, and then I'm going to pat that out with my finger before it sets. So just kind of going in here. And if you see me looking down, I am looking down at my mirrors. From there, I'm going to take the MAC Prolong Paint Pot in the color Painterly. So it's something like this. Here's the color. Take that on a brush. This is the Morphe M210, and I'm going to put that on my lid. Again, all over. From there, just take my finger and spread that out. I just want to make sure everything is even. The very first thing that we did is we got to map out kind of like the wing part. I'm going to go in with this Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and I'm going to go into Hell Ride right here. Please don't think about that. That's glue. We'll get into that later. But I'm just going to take this like pretty flat angled brush right here. If you have flatter, use that because it'll help, I think, you know, in kind of keeping things a little neater, but we cleaned it up later. We started a little bit above the crease. I have to be careful because I don't have a lot of like room to work with once I hit my eyebrow because I don't pluck them or anything, so I have to go a little bit lower on the crease, but it still ends up working out. Push that eyeshadow kind of out. And then, as you'll see in the video below from the inspiration, if you do watch it, I kind of take mine a little further in. I'm going to push this out and then curve it up, just to kind of create that first part of the wing there. I know it's out far, but we will bring it back, so don't worry about it. Kind of wanting to keep that a little thick. I'm going to go back in again, just me personally. And kind of go over that. From there, we are going to dip into a little bit more, and then I'm going to form a wing. So from the outer corner here, I'm gonna just kind of map where I want it to go, and then drag that up and kind of down. Yeah, this kind of looks messy, but my makeup always truly looks messy. And then we end up cleaning it up, so bear with me. And we're going to take that same color and we're going to pull it onto our lower lash line. Now, final part to that same color. Dip back in again, or you can use what's on your brush if you're more comfortable, especially if you have a thinner brush, but because my brush is thicker, I feel like I have to go back in a little bit more. I'm just going to carve a kind of like wing line down. So I'm going to take this about as neat as I can with this brush. I'm going to start creating my wing shape. So pull that into about the middle of my eye.
Existed on living, nothing that they could do, nothing that they could say, nothing that they could do to take all the pain.
Now, with a more red color, this one is by ColourPop. This one is by ColourPop and it's in the shade Cuteologist. And it's more of like a red, orangey red. She had more of like a pinky sort of red, but this is kind of what I had. So I'm going to just put this on more of like my flatter tipped brush. It looks like this. And this is by Benefit Cosmetics. I think the name and everything rubbed off. So if you just kind of have like a fluffy brush that's like kind of flat and thin at the top. I'm going to dip into this red. And then I'm going to go above where I put the kind of like cherry color. Black cherry red color. That hell red. And I dragged mine over just a little bit more with my red. I'm actually going to drag it a little bit over and down. And then you want to take this same color and do it underneath as well, on top of the wing line. And then you're going to take the same red color and also put it on your bottom lash line. I'm going to take it kind of right here where my lash line starts and then smudge it down there. So now we're going to take like a fluffy brush. This is by BH Cosmetics as well and it's in 3. Just like a skinnier fluffy brush, and we're just going to blend out the harsh lines a little bit. For me, not too much, but definitely want to make sure they're all nice and blended. And then everywhere where you put the red, you just want to kind of blend it out just a little bit. So once that is nice and blended out, we're going to go back in with our painterly pot. And I'm just going to kind of I'm just going to kind of carve out like the original shape, just to keep everything like in check, like over here. So the crease and everything. So I'm just going to clean up the lines a little bit. So from here. Now, just to make sure everything is kind of buffed out and cleaned up on the sides, I'm going to add another little transition shade here. We're going to go in with this color right here from the Juvia's Place Chocolates palette. If your red eyeshadow blended out more pink, then you should use kind of like a lighter peachy color, but I'm going to use just this darker one just because my red is already kind of warm and orangey as it is. So and then you're just going to go up on top of the orange, or the orange. You saying orange, it's supposed to be red. You're going to go on top of the red and blend that out. Again, I don't have a lot of eyebrow space, so we are kind of working with what we have. But just taking that same like flat brush that we kind of blended out with and doing that along this red here. And as you do that along the red, also just kind of taking it down. I took mine down further just to make sure everything's kind of staying blended out. The way like my shape of my eyes are, I don't know, I just kind of like a further crease. Don't really like that hard half crease stop. I'm gonna dip into these two colors, so kind of this like lighter peachy color here. If you have the ColourPop Bare Necessities palette, it's in the color Hustler. And then also dipping into this kind of white chalky color here, Full Expose. I'm just gonna go in and fill in like my crease and just lid area in between that red space there. Now if it's a little too white, dip more into the peachy color and throw that on there. Okay, now I'm gonna just take this like super small, kind of like fluffy brush. This is the Spot Check brush by Westman Atelier. But I'm just gonna take this and I'm just gonna kind of blend, but also gently clean up and keep like the line right here really cut. Next, we are going to map out our wing. So this nice little pretty base right here. I'm going to be using two browns. I'm going to be using this really cool brown from the Juvia's Place chocolate palette. And then I'm also going to combine and mix this like warm kind of chocolatey brown from the Urban Decay Run palette in Punk. And I'm going to be dipping into both of those. And with the thinnest brush that you have, you want to carve out your wing. This is actually just off of the little brush that came in the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow like kit with the brow freeze, but this is like the thinnest brush I have, so I'm gonna use what works, obviously. You can use black if you'd like. She used black in her video. I'm not gonna do that because I don't know, I kind of like that smokier brown black combo in my opinion. And I just also feel like it kind of, the brown kind of evens out harsh tone, like the harsh lines that black eyeliner can leave without like making it look sloppy in my opinion. So we're first going to draw out the line from the wing right here. So how you would a normal wing do that. Creating my second wing line along that second color, just to the crease. And I'm just going to drag it all the way down to create that final wing sort of shape. And then I'm just going to drag it out a little bit on my lash line as well. Okay, and with the last little brown on that brush, you are also going to drag it onto your lower lash line. I know, girl, me too. You can fill in the wing like I'm going to. You don't have to. But I'm going to fill the rest of the eyeshadow wing in just to give it that color, because I am going to fill this also in with black. So just gonna color it in a little bit. Okay, so If you're like me and you can be a little heavy-handed, you're going to want to go back in and clean up this line a little bit. So I'm just going to take a little bit more of that Hell Ride color, the black cherry color that we dipped into, and just add a little bit back on top of that brown, just so we have a defined red there that you can still see. Dipping back into that painterly pot once more. I'm just gonna get a little bit on my brush. And now we are going to clean up the angle part of this line. That's why I was like, don't worry about it, we're gonna clean it up. So just taking it kind of from my lower lash line and just dragging it. You can also use concealer. I'm going to put concealer over it. I just wanted to really map it out and make sure it was thin, creating that nice like cleaned line. Now that we have that, we are going to go in with our mascara. I will be using my Stila in Intense Black liquid eyeliner, and it is the double-sided, but if you are skilled, then you can just use like a nice felt point of whatever eyeliner that you choose. But I'm going to go in with this thin one, and I'm just going to trace, kind of like I did on this side. I'm going to trace where we created that wing and the brown eyeshadow. I'm going to do my lash line first. Just get that line as thin as possible, because you will obviously thicken it up later as well when you add your fake eyelashes. So just trying to go as thin as we can. I'm gonna fill this in, but I'm gonna leave it like this side. It's time for this little pretty strip piece right here, this like foiled out kind of, I don't know, chrome changing line. I was originally gonna leave it like this, and you guys tell me what you think in the comments below. Like, should I have just left it like this, did my eyelashes, called it a day? I don't know, it seemed a little too matte looking for me. So I'm going to use this really flat, other flat brush that I have, and I actually ended up taking some eyelash glue and then kind of going like this a little bit, pinching them together to make it like super flat. I'm taking some glitter glue from NYX, but I'm going to put a little bit on the back of my hand here, take that brush, and then carve out the crease area. If you have jewels, or you have glitter, or something like that that you'd rather use, feel free. Or if you just want to leave the look matte, definitely. And then with this Pat McGrath beautiful Chinese New Year palette, I believe it was, just in the 4 here. Woo, you can already tell. I'm gonna dip into this color. I believe it is Rose Fire Nectar, and it's really foily, so that's why I also wanted to put down the glue. And I'm just gonna pat that along that glue so it really sticks, but it really is bold. Alright, y'all, my camera keeps on dying, so I'm going to try and hurry up and show you guys this last little step. I ended up just going back in with concealer a little bit and making sure I kind of kept that straight. And then I'm going to go in with these fake lashes by Lily Lashes from Sephora. They're the Everyday Faux Mink Lashes. They are in the style Blushing. And then I'm going to draw the inner wing, put my face makeup on, and then we will be back.
Yeah. Your eyes tell me that you don't wanna leave just yet. No, my eyes agree. It's almost like when we first met. Oh, I don't care, it's getting too late. I want you and I can't wait. Don't wanna spend a minute without you. I know you feel the same. So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body. Come hit me with your touch and make me wanna say, damn. And yeah, you know what's up. Ain't nothing I won't do for your body. So give me all you got right now. I know I'm yours, baby. So come give me love. You know you're mine, baby. So come give me love. Never felt nothing quite like this. I get a high every time we get.
So here is the final look. It actually turned out really well. This is so out of my comfort zone though. Like, I am not in any type of way a flashy girl like this. The eyes are giving flirty red. I love the chrome though. You know what? I'm proud. Like, we did good, guys. We did really good. I know I didn't do my foundation or anything on camera, so if you guys want that full like routine, leave me a comment down below. Very excited on how this look turned out. I hope you guys like this all beat red look. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the mocktail as well, and we will see you in the next video. Bye!
Couple things I know, couple things I show, couple things I don't. I can tell you my problems, I can tell you my scenes.